Saints going all the way, Saints going all the way. Kumbaya, that's the Who That Nation. Game on the line, you can bet we take them. Go black and gold, black and gold. Don't stop, boy, we trying to win the Super Bowl. We rock and roll, rock and roll. Touchdown, go Saints, we gonna do it some more. We rock and roll. Touchdown, go Saints, now give me some more. Now, who that, holla, who that, holla, who that, holla, who that, who that nation. Black and gold, black and gold. Oh yeah. Fast up. Black and gold, black, black. Who that? They ain't ready for us. They ain't ready for us. They ain't ready for the black and gold, black. Who that? They ain't ready. What up? They ain't ready. What up? They ain't ready for the black and gold, black and gold. Game time, baby, and I go.
Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, giving you all the State of the Saints podcast post-game show. Thank you so much for tuning in. The New Orleans Saints get it done. They knock off the Seattle Seahawks by a score of 39-32. This was an exciting game. If you wanted the Saints offense to wake up, they definitely woke up. They definitely made some plays, and boy, my goodness. The only thing you can say, you got two things to say. Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill single-handedly may have won this football game for the New Orleans Saints. I mean, the dude was doing everything. You know, he was throwing the football. He was running the football. He was returning the football. Even on that last play, he was the one that was the lead blocker to get Alvin Kamara the first down so the Saints can put the game away. Taysom Hill is a special football player. He is a very special football player. I think that we're all in agreement with that. I know people were excited about it, talking about, Taysom Hill, he needs to be the starting quarterback. Whoa. Slow your roll. Okay, I think that this is something that we all, if you've been looking at Taysom Hill, I think we all could see. The dude is a football player. If you line him up in a variety of ways, he can make plays. The fact that, that pass that he threw to Adam Troutman, that was been set up since week one, to be honest with you. All those RPOs, all those quarterback draws that he was doing, if you look at the Seattle Seahawks linebackers, they did not bite on that. They did not believe he was going to pass that football, which led Adam Troutman wide open. To me, this dude can be what Deebo Samuels is to the Seattle Seahawks. Not the Seattle Seahawks, but the 49ers. He can be that type of player, because you can line him up in a variety of ways. And I also like the fact that the Saints ran the football. I wasn't mad at it, man. I wasn't mad at them running the football. Look, I understand, Mark Ingram was doing absolutely nothing out there, but still, you were still running the football. You were still making the defense come up into the box in order to try to stop the run. And that was a big deal. That was a huge deal, man. But you got to give credit where credit is due. Geno Smith is as advertised. You have to be honest with you. You have to be honest with yourself. This was not Geno Smith's fault he lost the game. Geno Smith made all of the right plays. I've barely seen where he made a crazy play. The dude is legit, and I'm happy for him. I'm absolutely happy for him. But the Saints, the defense wasn't there today. They wasn't. They wasn't there. Okay, so it was good that the offense actually stepped up. They actually stepped up. So let's see. TJ, stop it. I got receipts. You too, Chosen. What actual receipts are you talking about? What actual receipts you talking about? Don't sit up here and talk about, well, I told y'all Taysom Hill was a good quarterback. This doesn't prove that he's a good quarterback. This proves that he's a really good football player overall. He's a very good football player. I mean, so I know that some people want to come out the trees and come out the woods, but somebody please put my take to music, me saying that Taysom Hill is not a good football player. Somebody please tell me that. I can remember like shows going back when I'm talking about the offense, me referring to Taysom Hill, I'm like, they need to utilize him more in a different variety of ways. And like go back to that. Like, so if you're gonna come on here and talk about, like I said, as if Taysom Hill is not a good football player, then you might want to try again. TJ, you backpedaling. I'm definitely not backpedaling. I'm definitely not backpedaling. But we're about to go to the press conference of. Let me see. We got to go to the press conference of Dennis Allen. Try to pull that up.
Do things that he does really well. Our guys went out and executed the play, so it was good to see.
Yeah, Dennis, I was going to ask about that too. I mean, was there something you guys saw in the Seahawks defense that you thought you would use a lot of?
Well, look, we talked earlier in the week, and Pete and I were talking, and he felt like, some of the run game stuff that we could do with Taysom in the game could be really good against this group, and he was right. Taysom was really effective.
Was it to the point that you used him more maybe than you even thought you would at the beginning of the game because the way it was playing out? Or did you expect him to get that many snaps?
Well, look, I don't know that you ever really know exactly how many snaps somebody's going to get. It just depends on how the game's being played out, But I thought we were able to do some things in the running game and utilize him in those areas. And then obviously with what they were doing defensively, trying to stop the run game, we felt like there was an opportunity in the passing game, and we were able to throw a touchdown there. So, look, I got to give Pete Carmichael and the offensive staff a lot of credit for the game plan that they put together. They operated it very well, and that was a big part of it.
Outside of some of the negative stuff, do you feel like you guys are putting together some of the pieces, putting together the offensive identity you want? Like, do you see progress in that?
Yeah, look, I feel like, I thought we saw a little bit more progress this week. I felt like in the second half last week, you felt a little progress. Certainly we'd like to get everybody healthy and have all our weapons out there, but I thought today was, a lot more consistency in terms of what we were doing.
8 of 14 on third down today. How much of a luxury is it to have Taysom in that role, knowing you're in third and short and you can handle the ball? Go Jumbo.
Yeah, look, I mean, you have weapons that you feel like you can utilize and do the things that those guys do really well. And I think anytime you have a guy that can play the quarterback position and he can affect the game with his legs, it creates a challenge for the defense, because now you have to play 11-on-11 football, and and then if you start creeping, safety down too far into the box, he can still do some things in the passing game. So, it's a good piece to have.
Dennis, how encouraging is it for you to see AK respond the way after his fumble to kind of come back and have
Yeah, really encouraging. I would say if there was a black eye offensively in terms of what we did offensively, it was that we still turned the ball over twice, but yet we did enough things offensively to overcome those things. And look, I thought AK brought a lot of energy and a lot of explosiveness to the offensive unit this week.
You see Taysom do some amazing things over the years. How impressed are you today compared to everything you see in his career?
Listen, that's a tough question because I've seen a lot of good things out of him, you know what I mean? And so what we saw him do today are things that we, expect that we can get out of that player. And so we're going to continue to try to find ways to utilize that.
That was going to kind of lead into my next question. You talked about Pete this week saying that there was an opportunity to use Taysom. Will it be week by week, or do you think that this could be expanded because of the way he played today?
Well, yeah, look, I mean, certainly our future opponents are going to look at this game. They're going to have ways that they're going to try to, defend it. And so people are going to make adjustments. But that's always been part of what we've been able to do here with Taysom. And we'll continue to find ways to utilize that. And when it's effective and it's working, we'll keep doing it, So credit Pete for, if it's working, keep calling.
Dennis, is this, at least offensively, the script you think you're going to have to follow to be successful with this team, at least until Jameis maybe returns?
In certain aspects, yeah, I think just being efficient, we were able to run the ball well. We got into a lot of third and manageable situations. We didn't have a lot of, negative plays, which put us, behind the chains a lot. And so we were getting in third manageables, and we were able to convert third downs. And so therefore, when you're running the ball well, when you're converting on third down, you're winning the time of possession battle. That was an explosive offense that we played against, and they've been explosive a bit against most teams that they've played. And so we knew that would be a challenge, and our ability to maintain time of possession on offense was a big part of, us getting that win.
Speaking of those explosive, was there anything that you saw commonalities about conceding, a handful of them this game?
Well, they got behind us. I don't think we played a couple of those, one at the end of the half, that's inexcusable, that can't happen. And then the one there in the, fourth quarter to lock it. We really got kind of two doubles on that. And he just got on top of us. So we got to work to clean that up. We'll look at the tape, see what we can do better. But, I look at the way we played defensively, and I'd say, but for about 4 or 5 plays, it was pretty good. But yet, those 4 or 5 plays, end up being basically, 28 points in the game. So those are things we got to clean up.
Did you see anything on the line, or is that?
Yeah, we misfit the run just a little bit. We had pressure on. Hindsight's 20/20. I don't know if I love the call. And so, we'll evaluate it, see what we can do better. But look, I think you got to give our guys credit. I mean, our guys came out and competed all the way to the end, and we made enough plays to win the game. And, even when guys were going down, we had guys that stepped up and made plays for us.
Dennis, the challenge on the Olave touchdown, is that something you saw, the challenge, or did you get a call down?
Well, there's a process that we go through in those situations. And so we went through the process that we go through. And from our vantage point, there was 3 feet down, before he went to the ground and lost possession of the ball. And 3 feet equals a football move. And so that's possession in the end zone, and felt like that should have been ruled a touchdown. So, but I thought our process worked extremely well in that situation.
How big was that as you came on that?
7 points big. It was a big play. Yeah, it was a big play, big momentum play. And so the process worked there.
Dennis, I know we've exceeded our Taysom questions probably in this press conference, but why hasn't he played a bigger role as a pass catcher or as a tight end this season? Is that part of the development of Juwan Johnson, or is that part of?
Yeah, look, I mean, each game there's a varying, degree of elements that go into that. We've got some plays, some plays up for him in the passing game, and we got some plays up for him playing the quarterback position. And so, I think it's just kind of a week-to-week deal to figure out, how we can use him and where he can be most effective.
Coach, you talked about how much you want to improve on your pass defense, but in terms of Geno Smith, how much has he improved over the years and become more of a, deadly downfield passer?
Well, I think he's playing extremely well this year. The pass early in the game to Fant, was, I thought, right on the mark. I think he's playing extremely well. I think they're doing a lot of really good things with him. He's got a lot of good weapons to throw the ball to. It's a really good offensive team that we just faced, and usually if you're really good on offense, a lot of times the quarterback's playing at a high level, and I think that he is.
Dennis, the way the last 3 weeks have gone, how much did you guys need this one? How good does it feel right now?
Well, look, it always feels good to win in our league, and so yeah, that it feels good. We wanted to go 1-0 this week. We accomplished that task, and now we got to move on to the next one.
Seattle was 1 of 9 on third downs. Cam Jordan was a big part of that success. Just what can you say about his performance?
I'll let Cam talk about himself. He's pretty good at that.
Did you have any status update on Marshawn with the wrist?
No.
I'm sorry.
Abdomen. Yeah. No, I haven't spoke to the trainers. I know they were evaluating him on the sideline, and then at some point told me that he was out. I haven't gotten any other word on that.
I was going to ask the same thing about Olave. I know he's in protocol, but that was kind of a concern into the head. So how's he doing?
Yeah, I haven't visited with him either. I saw him briefly as we just walked in the locker room. He seemed like he was in pretty good spirits. He was excited about the win. So, look, he'll go through the process, and we'll make sure we're following all the steps, and we'll see where he's at.
Were there any noticeable differences in how they handled protocol today? Or did it seem the same? I'm just asking after everything that happened.
Nothing on the field that I noticed that was, extremely different.
You noticed the energy today, but how much did AK step up this past week, leadership-wise, and kind of riding the offense?
Well, look, AK's not really a real vocal person by nature, but part of being a leader is just, coming to work every day. And look, he was ready to go this week. He was feeling healthy and was excited about playing, and you could see it in practice. And so, yeah, I thought it brought a lot of energy to our team.
And this is the second time this season your numbers have been really low at receiver at a late stage in the game. How much does that impact what you can do? How much kind of taking on the fly do you have to do?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Obviously losing Deontay early in the game, and then losing Olave, put some stress on the receiver position and stress on the coaching staff to figure out what we can do and how we can attack them. It's fortunate that we were having some success in some of our base packages, and so we probably went a little bit more in that direction. Okay, thanks, guys.
Locker room's open.
So that was head coach Dennis Allen after the Saints 39-32 victory over the Seattle Seahawks. Look, it wasn't the prettiest victory that you're ever going to see, but I mean, this is one of those games that you actually needed in order for you to stay, ahead of the curve. I mean, you have an opportunity, have another home game again versus Cincinnati Bengals, and maybe get yourself to 500 if you actually win that particular game. I'm just going to say this, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not even going to give this person's name. It's obvious that you don't really care for what we're doing over here. You really don't care about the show. And maybe you just felt like maybe this was a day where you can feel like you can grandstand. This is my advice to you. How about starting your own podcast where you can have your feelings and your views, and you don't have to go and hide out into the chat until you feel like you can jump in. Maybe it's something I said and you can kind of word it a little bit differently. But here's the reality. I've been doing this show for 5 seasons, and I almost got like 10,000 subscribers here on this channel. Now, I get it, right? Who is TJ Jones to have, people listening to a post-game show, right? Who is TJ Jones? He's no different between nobody else, right? But here's the reality. I'm gonna say a lot of things I may be right about. I may say some things that I may not, you know what I'm saying? I may be right about, but you ain't gonna stop nothing. So my advice to you is maybe start your own thing, do your own podcast, so you don't have to worry about hiding out in mine and trying to jump about the trees when you feel like I said something that you can be like, I got receipts. So I'm not, like I said, I see what you're doing. I'm not going to give your name because I don't respect you enough to do so. Okay. So it's obvious that you don't like the show. It's obvious you have something against me. So why even be here? And I'm not going to give you the energy. And I seen one more thing. I seen when you said we did chop it up. I have no reason to chop it up with you. Okay. I'm not even gonna give you your name because that's probably honestly what you want. So you can talk and continue to talk into the chat, but I won't acknowledge you at all. Period. Like seriously, like you're wasting your time right now. Like I'm not gonna address it after I just address this. I'm not gonna mention your name because you get no power right now. So keep on talking the way that you're talking. Is just add to the list of we know we doing something right over here on this channel. When you start to get haters and you start to see people hopping about the curb, it means that God is anointing you and you're going in the right direction. And that's what we're doing. So you get no power over here. So they got plenty more places you can clout chase. I'm pretty sure there's some other channels that you can go against and say, oh man, you said this, you said that, I got receipts, this, that, and the third, but your name will not be acknowledged. Okay. So you can find some other channel to try to say I told you so, but this ain't here. Okay. And if you don't like the show, like I said, don't watch it. But I know it's too damn good for you to turn your head, right? So because of what we created here and what we're doing here. And the reason why I'm not on camera is because my son is right here. You know what I'm saying? He just woke up from his nap. So he's laying right here with me. So that's the reason why. But I'm gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines. Go ahead and hear what you all have to say about the game. Enough negative energy. Enough of that negative energy, man. I'm about positive things. Okay. I don't mind like going at it with people that disagree with me, but it's a way that you do it. And it just seems like to me like you have like some type of vendetta. So you can have, like I said, you can say whatever you want, man, but it's pointless right now. Like I'm not going to give you like no energy at all. So if you're in the chat and you're writing, they can see it, but I won't. Chosen, how you doing?
Well, what's good, brother? I couldn't have said it better myself, man. Like,
yeah, man. I mean, look, here's the reality, man. Go ahead. I know God has blessed me, and God has blessed. You know what I'm saying? We created a really good show here, and I know that I have to. Look, this is not an arrogant statement. I don't want anybody to take it this way, but I just know that I have created something, and I'm on a level where a lot of people gonna try coming at me because they want me to mention them. Right. And my advice to you is to do the same damn thing I did. Like create your podcast, create your platform, grow your podcast, so you don't have to go and clout chase other people's podcasts in order for your opinions to matter. So go ahead, Chosen.
Yeah, man. Just to piggyback off that, man, my thing is we all grown at the end of the day. We all fans. And for some reason lately, people feel like it's okay to have an opinion, but some people feel like they ready to take it past giving opinions. I promise. With me, that's not a road you want to go down. If we're gonna keep it football, we're gonna keep it football. We're gonna keep it family friendly. We're gonna keep it sports related. But a lot of people get on here with them Twitter fingers and the keyboard gangsters and everything, and they act like they want to take it past that when they know good goddamn well that's a route. I promise you don't want to go down with me. But having that being said, bro, like you say, if you feel that bad or you feel that heavy towards something, nobody making you watch. Like, why is you coming here?
Because the podcast
exactly.
Good. That's what I'm saying. Look,
yeah, go ahead.
What other, like, I'm serious. Like I said, I am not trying to brag or boast. What other independent podcaster do y'all see out here that you can get like some of the biggest names in reporting from the New Orleans Saints, some of the biggest names that you watch on national sports television right here. And on top of that, we created a platform where everybody's opinions and views matter within reason and respect. So that's the way I feel about it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I understand where I'm at, and I thank God for that, for real. I don't wish ill feelings on nobody, but ain't nobody gonna disrespect my platform or what we have built as a group here. But go ahead, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you got receipts, show me. I'm man enough to eat my crow. Like, if you got something I said that I said, or I could address it and we could talk about it, and I could calmly tell you if I said it and I admit I was wrong, or if I didn't say it, let me tell you what I meant. So, like, with that, but having said all that, man, it is what it is, bro. But after that, the game was good. Taysom pretty much was the Saints today, you know. You know what I'm saying? It was a Taysom Hill show.
The New Orleans Taysoms today.
Right. Chris Olave, he did his thing, bro, before he went out. Well, I mean, we got out of there with a win. We got out banged up. Hopefully everybody get the shake back. We got a tough schedule coming in. So this just a bittersweet moment. We got the win, but how we got it, we lost a lot of soldiers in the middle of that battle, bro. And I don't want people to feel like, I see some people saying y'all barely lost to Seattle, bro. We always fight with Seattle like that. Always.
Right.
It's always a tough battle, and we fight for some. They fighting for some. Like, it ain't gonna always be no knockout fest or no blowout. That's what people don't understand. Like, y'all beg for a win, we get a win. Now you complain about how we got the win. Like, god damn, people. I'm sorry, but good lord, bro. Like, what y'all want? Like, y'all want perfect football every time. And at halftime, bro, I came in the halftime show saying that we were we were playing undisciplined, bro. We should have easily been up 3 touchdowns going into the half. Easy, bro. And it's frustrating when you see the turnovers, like, in the penalties, bro. Like, it's not the fact that teams are blowing us out the water, bro. Is we giving them extra possessions, we giving them extra opportunities. That's my frustration, bro. Like, I never when I call something, bro, I call a spade, and I try to be honest, and I don't try to be biased. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna call a spade, just like I was trying to tell Jerry earlier in the halftime. So I know Jerry was like, y'all calm down. But like OG, you gotta realize, bro, it's frustrating because you know what this team capable of, and they not doing it. It's not because we don't want to be positive. It's because we know they can do what we want them to do, but they just choosing not to do it. That's all it is. So I love OG, bro. OG always trying to keep us together, and I appreciate that from him, man. So I love you, Jerry, bro. Shout out to OG, bro. He always trying to keep us together. I just wanted to acknowledge that and let him know, man, we not trying to. He thought we was gonna kill ourselves. Like, I get what he's trying to do. I know a lot of Saints fans, bro, they'll jump off the ship. But OG's trying to make sure we keep our heads together. That's why I love him, bro. But we got the win on the next week. We can't be too high. We can't be too low. It's business as usual. We got a lot of I don't know if you're gonna cue up the music, a lot of cleaning up.
Man, yeah, got a lot of clean up things we got to clean up. I ain't gonna lie about that. Got a lot of things they need to work on, you know. But I mean, it's better to work on in victory than defeat, right?
Exactly.
Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share.
Yeah, so I mean, as long as they win in the process. Look, man, just win. I don't care, just man. They needed this in a major way, and they got it done. You know, that's all you can ask for. Yeah, I mean, look, do I still stand by what I said early on at halftime? Yep. Yeah. Because like it says, it's still self-inflicted wounds. Exactly. And I still, in a process, even in a win, I still question Dennis Allen as the future head coach of the team. I'm sorry.
And a lot of things, bro. That's why, before I let you go, TJ, a lot of things. That's why when I mentioned the fact about, not trying to pick on him, but when I was telling Jerry about what the frustrations, sometimes that's how you need to be, even when things are going right. Because I remember OG, he mentioned earlier halftime, he was like, y'all, we only down by 2. But G, like, that's the thing. We can't keep letting that be the standard. Like, because we can't get comfortable with, oh, we only down. We okay. We all right. Yeah, that's fine and dandy, but you shouldn't even be in that position when you know what you're capable of. It's about holding each other responsible and not always trying to find, it's always good to find optimism and everything. But sometimes you just got to call out what you need to do. Like they've been saying all week, we got to call it out in practice, because if we try to call out in the game, it's going to be too late. You got to fix that stuff right now while nobody looking. It's the little things that you do. You know what I'm saying? It's the little effort, the little extra work you put in. It's the little things that you got to smudge out, because those little things do what? TJ, become big things. And then before you know it, you're going to be like, damn, man, we could have corrected this, but it's going to be too late. So I just want them to get ahead of the curve while they at it. Like you say, we played better in the second half. We still got a long road to go before we could call ourselves a contender in my eyes. Talent wise is there, but it's got to start It got to start paralleling to what we see on the field and in that win column, bro. Like, we can't just have the mindset and not execute. We got to go out and have this kind of execution on a week in and week out basis. And we got to just know what we're doing for 60 minutes. We got to play till that clock hits zero. It ain't over till zero, bro. It ain't over until that clock hits zero. So we're going to get it together. This is a good start. This is a good win, good momentum. We're going to ride out this win. We're going to get back to work tomorrow. But I appreciate it, TJ.
All right, no problem, man. You take it easy.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, man. I mean, look, it wasn't the best of the best. It wasn't the best of the best at all. But I mean, like I said, it's better to fix issues when you're winning than, fix them when you're losing, because that's when like panic and all that kind of stuff starts to come up. But yeah, I heard somebody say we need to do this, and I said that I was going to do this as a tradition in Saints victory. So here you go. Okay, he deserves to walk today. I'm still questioning him as the future coach of this team, for real. This does not absolve this. Like, I still feel this way strongly. I still got some questions. I still got questions when it comes to the body language of the team, some of the things that's going on with this team still. But I mean, I'm glad that they got the victory today. Says TJ, you have one of the better Saints podcasts out there. Don't let anyone tell you different. Look, I already know. Like I said, I already know what it is. Some people would say that I don't value people's opinion. No, I don't value disrespect. You know what I'm saying? If you come up here like being disrespectful, I don't. Like, some people just, like I said, some people just be mad disrespectful with it. I don't care about you disagreeing with what I'm saying. But I like to know, what I'm saying, what the heck are we talking about here? Like, you told me, like, I told you about Taysom Hill. Like, I always knew Taysom Hill was a good football player. As the future of this franchise, as the quarterback, yeah, I still stand by that. This didn't change my opinion. This basically just reinforced what I'm saying. The dude is a great football player. Like, he's awesome. He does what they say, a smorgasbord of things, a variety of things to help you win. But it's one thing, like, a team not knowing if you're going to run or throw it versus you commanding an entire offensive playbook and running an offense. Like, it's a difference. It's a difference in that. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, as an overall football player, I think everybody wants Taysom Hill on their team. But I still stand by the fact that, he's not a franchise quarterback. I don't feel bad about saying that. I mean, I look around the league, I see guys doing real big things, but I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the dude helped my favorite team win today. Who cares? Let's see. Let's go to Mike. Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing good.
All right, what you got for us, man?
About them haters. So, it's one thing to hate. It's one thing to say you were wrong about some. But to the point that you're being disrespectful about saying that you're keeping receipts, what receipts? I would like to see them.
I just want to know what I said about Taysom Hill that garners a receipt. Like, I still stand by what I'm saying. Like, I still don't feel like you're a good quarterback.
Like, dude, no one said the man was terrible. No one said that.
At all.
Like,
I
dude,
never said that.
When did you, like, dude, you're just putting words in people's mouths. When did you say that Taysom Hill, or when did anybody say on this podcast that they came on here, well, maybe some people said it, but when did we say that Taysom Hill was a bad player? When did we say that?
I don't know. I'm trying to see who said he was a bad. The only thing I ever said was, when it came to Taysom Hill, I said if the Saints were trying to consider getting Mike Gesicki at the time, I said you probably would have to throw Taysom Hill in the trade. I said in regards to that. But it had everything to do with the fact of how valuable this dude as an offensive weapon is. Like I said, if somebody like want me to eat crow about Taysom Hill not being a quarterback, man, I stand by what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, like, is Taysom Hill a good quarterback? Probably not. Well, he might be. I'm not gonna say he's not, because he can definitely throw the football, but he's not like a quarterback like a Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert, where he's your franchise guy. But is he good, like, quarterback in general? Like, his playing style? Yes, he is. He's very talented. Like, dude, Taysom Hill was playing like one of the best players in the NFL today. He was playing like a superstar.
Yeah, I mean, and look,
He
like
was
I
the
said,
MVP today.
because I mean, but for real though, all you know what I'm saying, opinions aside, this not the day for us to really be going in. I mean, this is the day where we need to be talking about how special this dude was on the field. I never seen a performance like this before.
Yeah.
By I'm talking about just a football player, like doing like a variety of things, and like every facet of the game he impacted, from the quarterback position, from the special teams position, from a blocker, like, you know what I'm saying, like just everything. You know, he
like
was
Taysom Hill,
the whole
he
team.
wasn't like Taysom Hill, like when we needed him the most, he came up. Like, dude, the man had 4 touchdowns, like 4 of them. He had 3 rushing and 1 passing. And the passing touchdown, they expected him to run the football, because if you're a defensive player and you see Taysom Hill lined up at quarterback, the first thing that's going through your mind is, okay, we gotta be containing the Taysom Hill QB draw. But no, Taysom Hill can throw the ball too.
Yeah.
He might not be like elite at it, but he's definitely above average at throwing the football. I've seen him throw. He's not that bad as people think. He's really.
Nah. I mean, he's not bad, but like, I mean, hit is one thing, man. I don't want to keep on getting on this. What he did was he did a really good job. I think that, you know, he definitely helped the offense. He gave this offense a spark. He, along with Alvin Kamara, basically like carried the load, and they really just needed this in order for them to be able to, you know, have some get back. You know, like we've heard like all the talk, and we've talked about how this offense has struggled. I mean, nobody expect. I didn't expect. If you would have asked me, are the Saints going to score close to 40 points today, I would have said absolutely not. I mean, based on what I've seen, because of the issues that they had on the offense. But it's good to see that they're actually utilizing some of their playmakers, you know, and utilizing them in a big way. Hey, heck, we even seen a pass in a flat to Alvin Kamara, and we seen a screen pass that went for big yards. It's like, those are the type of things that we've been missing as a fan base. You know,
And like in your pregame show, I remember you said that we would see Taysom Hill have a couple good plays, and then we won't see him until the 4th quarter. Not this game. This game, I don't know if they were watching you before the game.
Man, I don't know what it was.
The man, like every drive, he came out for a run, like, or a pass. Like, the man was dominant today. Like, the man was literally the best player on the field. Him and Kamara were both the best players on this team, I should say, because Seahawks has some good players too. But we but now this is what I want to talk to, or this is what I want to say as well. The defense was not great today
at all. Terrible.
Like, we kept getting sacks. Our D line played good, but our secondary kept allowing Tyler Lockett to catch that thing.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it was bad. It was like,
and we let that touch on the DK Metcalf because he juked our entire defense.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. People that probably want to, you know, get on the defense about having a bad game. Look, as much as this defense has carried this team, for them to try to figure some things out offensively, like, I feel like they deserve to have at least one stinker. You know, like, so I mean, I ain't gonna just beat up on the defense today, because I mean, we seen like how this offense couldn't move. They couldn't move a rock. You know what I'm saying? The way they were playing, and that defense had to step up. So I'm not going to just completely poo-poo on the defense. I seen the same team put up about 40 some odd points against Detroit last week. So it's not an outlier. This is a really good offense. And you can be honest, like, there were a couple plays that could have went, if they would have went Seattle way, we would have had a completely different story. But I'm not mad at the defense. I think
when Chris Olave went down, we didn't have receivers at all. Like, Tre'Quan Smith was out there dropping passes. I only called one late in the game to help us win, but dude, they're right in the bread basket, dude.
Yeah, that was there. I mean, Andy saw that one. and you really needed it, you know. But shouts out to him, you know what I'm saying? Like shouts out to Keith Kirkwood,
making the catch today.
coming in off the street.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You know, you had Marquez Callaway caught that first down
Yeah,
on that
Cowboys
quick
was
slant.
playing good. Taysom Hill was returning kicks. Would you like
Yeah.
to see?
It-
Taysom Hill was our entire offense today. Would you like to see? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was the entire offense. Him and Kamara, like
Mhm.
without them, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what his
Yeah,
team would be.
Taysom and Kamara. Like Taysom, he had perfect execution, but Kamara, you gotta. Other than that one fumble before half, you played all right. But that one screen pass, that reminded me of the Packers game. I don't think he broke a lot of tackles, but in a few years, or like a couple years ago, I want to say in 2020, we played the Packers. When Kamara caught the short pass and then ran around the defense for a touchdown,
Right.
it was not like that, but it was at the same time. Like you had a man who was basically a dominant, like I don't say really like a dominant, but he's an excellent receiving back. He's like a Christian McCaffrey. You know how he likes to catch the ball.
Yeah.
He can catch the ball too. Kamara can catch the ball too. And I've seen a lot of people say that he cannot run between the tackles. You are lying to
I don't
yourself.
know what they talking about.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself, and you need a doctor, good sir. But yeah, Kamara, he caught the ball, and the man was swerving around the defense, and that play basically helped us win because that play helped Taysom Hill score a passing touchdown. Yeah, and if we don't have Taysom Hill, I think we get blown out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, the dude like did so many great things today. And like I said, I gotta give him a lot of credit. But Mike, I got a few more calls I gotta get to, man. So I appreciate it. Make sure you call back anytime, man. Thank you for your take.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye, buddy. Yeah, I mean, look, you're not winning that game today, you know, without Taysom Hill contribution. I mean, the dude was just. I mean, I never seen a football player like play a game like that ever, like at all. Like this dude, like had his hand on like the only thing he didn't really do is play defense, and even with that, I mean, special teams. I mean, you have to go down there and make some tackles. So even with that, man, this dude recovered a fumble. This dude threw a touchdown and ran 3. Like that is unfreaking believable. Like I've never seen anything like that before. If you're telling me, does the dude belong on the team as an overall football player? Absolutely, man. Like this dude won this game for this team. Like this, this like if you're playing like a franchise mode and you might have one good player on there, you keep on using him over and over and over again. That's kind of like what this actually was. I'm gonna read a few comments and then we'll get back to it. DJ D Smooth, thank you very much for the $10. I appreciate that. The landlord, he says CJ post the stream, a link. I missed it. I have to clear out the queue real quick before I can put it out there, because even if I put the link there, then somebody else gonna have to wait, and you won't be able to use it anyway because it's kind of full. Roger, thank you very much for the $2. Once I clear Josh, then I open it back up again. Now I'll take a few more after that. I'm gonna go to Jerry. Jerry, how you doing, man?
What's going on, TJ and Paxton? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? Just excited that the Saints got the win today.
TJ, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Many are called, but few are chosen."
Kingston.
Shouts out to my guy. Shouts out to my guy Chosen when he came on to talk to you, man. Big shout out to my guy Chosen, man. God bless you, man. Appreciate you. Because yes, I did come in there because TJ, I know you was going full blown rant at halftime. I knew because I could hear it. I could hear it through my phone. I could hear it through my computer and all that. I said, bro, I gotta calm my brother down. I got to calm my brother down. I said to myself, I know you was in full rant. I understand. I get it. But seriously, TJ, and shouts out to everybody in the Who That Nation. I see everybody in the chat because I'm multitasking at the same time.
Right.
But you got to understand something. Be thankful and praise the good Lord above that we were not down by 19 points.
Man, for real.
And we only scored 17, and we were down by 2 points at halftime.
Right.
As soon as the second half started, TJ, after you was ending your halftime show recap, the Saints but the Seahawks had their ball first to open up, and then DK Metcalf fumbled the ball, and the Saints got the ball back. That right there set the tone right there.
Yeah.
That turnover at the beginning of the second half, that changed the momentum of the game. That's the kickstart right there.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, we always talk about them screen passes, but that screen pass from Andy Dalton to Alvin Kamara really set the tone for the next one.
Yep.
And then, of all people, this man, not one, not two, not three, but 4 touchdowns by the one and only MVP himself. Bruh. Now you see why we called Taysom Hill the Swiss Army knife for a reason.
Yeah.
This man played every position. I've been saying that since we got him. I said, this man played quarterback, running back, dude kicked off a return, fumbled the football, but got it back.
Right.
I'm like, MVP, I got nothing.
Yeah. I mean, look.
For helping us win this game.
Yeah. I mean, look. I was ranting at halftime, but I stand by what I said, man. I'm tired. I'm just tired of this, man. I'm tired of watching this team be just undisciplined, man, and shooting themselves in the foot over and over and over again constantly.
I get it.
And it just becomes frustrating. It's to a point where, like I said, it sounds like background music at a department store. Because it's nobody really paying attention to it. It's just on. And it just constantly happens, and it's extremely frustrating. And my frustration comes from what I know this team can be, what I know this team is capable of, and they have the weapons to do it. I mean, honestly, the fact that Taysom Hill, if we talking about down the depth chart, now he is a weapon. No, don't get me wrong, but going into the season, we weren't really talking about Taysom Hill as that weapon. We was like, man, you can do some things with him. But we were so fixated on Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas, and Chris Olave, all guys that deserve that level of attention. So if Taysom can continue this level of success along with Alvin Kamara, and if you start to slowly get guys like Michael Thomas back and Jarvis Landry, you get him back, and Chris Olave, he gets out of concussion protocol, you still have an opportunity. And, I'm not even mad at Andy Dalton, because Andy Dalton did a good job today. Okay, when Andy Dalton did enough, to help sustain drives. He threw some really good throws. The interception was terrible, but he threw a pass to Traquan Smith that should have been caught twice. So he was making some moves, man. So I think that was a good combination between he and and Taysom Hill. And also, you got to give credit to the offensive line today, man, because they were blocking pretty well also. I mean, wasn't too much pressure into the face of Andy Dalton. He was able to go through his progression. Sometimes those sacks came in coverage. So, man, overall, I'm happy at the effort that they put towards. Do I feel like this absolved them of some of the things we've seen over the last couple of weeks? Absolutely not. But you were willing to, be happy about it because, you won.
Hey, and let me say this right here, TJ, because I know somebody else getting ready to come on. But I would rather take an ugly win than a pretty loss.
Right.
Now the Saints are sitting at 2-3 right now.
Amen.
We finally got the win as we promised. So let's enjoy this ugly win, even though it was not pretty. We're going to enjoy this win because we got Cincinnati coming up next Sunday, and they're going to come and bring their A game just like we will.
Right. You got to be prepared. You got to get ready, and you got to be prepared for what's coming. This is a team, to me, coming in next week. They're even better potent attack offensively than Seattle is. So,
hey, I gotta say this. Shouts out to Seattle, man, because they gave us the game of the day. They gave us the game of the day. And also shouts out to my guy DJ Dallas, number 31 of Seattle, because like I said, that was my pastor's grandson. Played college ball at because he wanted to see his grandson play, but he had to preach today, and I had to play today. I told him we'll watch him when we get through with church service.
Well, I'm pretty sure he proud of his grandson, man. And
yeah,
like I said, I'm just happy that the Saints just got this victory. But Jerry, I got a few more I need to get to, man. But thank you so much. And you already know, man. Call back anytime.
One
Go
last
ahead.
thing, PJ, before I go. One last thing. After your little rant, I told everybody I said, calm down.
No.
Just remember this. Y'all remember this, Who Dat Nation. The Saints are a second half team. Let me say that again. The Saints are a second half team. We may not do well in the first half, but they'll turn it up in the second half. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, they've always been a second half team, and
absolutely,
like I said, they was able to make those adjustments, and happy that they did, man. But I appreciate it once again. Call back anytime, man.
We'll do it, man. Y'all have a blessed week, and shouts out again to the chat. Love you all.
Yeah, man. Shouts out to the chat. Appreciate it, man.
All right, bro.
Yeah, we got 311 people watching this right now. I ask that you hit the like button. If you enjoy the State of the Saints podcast, hit the like button. If you don't like the State of the Saints podcast, I mean, hit the like button. Yeah. Let's see. TJ, have you ever asked yourself why Winston isn't better than a backup quarterback like Andy? Can you admit that you were wrong about Winston being the franchise quarterback for New Orleans? Did I? No, because that's not what I said. Man, context, man, bruh. I feel I don't want to believe that the school systems have failed individuals on here, or maybe, like I say, maybe I don't know what the hell is going on. When did I say this? Oh my God. What I said was that Jameis Winston has all the tools to be a franchise quarterback. And I also said that Saint fans need to give him the opportunity to change the narrative that was over his head in Tampa. You're making it seem like I said, man, Jameis Winston, he a true franchise quarterback. I mean, I don't understand why Andy Dalton on the team. I don't understand why Taysom on the team. What are y'all actually hearing? Like, what are y'all actually hearing? Like, seriously, the school systems that some of you went to have failed you. Or maybe I'm just not being as an effective communicator or something. I don't know. What the hell are y'all listening to? When did I ever come out here and just basically just say it's Jameis Winston versus the world? Oh, Jameis went like none of these dudes like fell to the likes and the talents of a Jameis Winston. What I said was the dude had all the tools to be a franchise quarterback. That is what I said. And I also said that we need to give them the opportunity, for he can change the narrative. Because you shouldn't hold him responsible for things that he did in Tampa, him being a quarterback in New Orleans. That is what I said. Like, what the, man, bruh. Man, the school systems that y'all went to failed you. Or maybe I don't know. I don't know what it is. But go ahead, Keen Arthur. How you doing, man?
Whoa, now what's them?
Yeah. What's going on, man? I don't understand this, man. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. What
Man,
I
look,
mean,
first of all, TJ, I gotta address your week to week fans and your chat ninjas with the keyboard courage. Some of y'all, like TJ said, y'all, we need to know where y'all got your education from or lack thereof, because y'all don't understand a little word called context. You know what I'm saying? Nobody never said Taysom Hill wasn't a great player. He is a great athlete. He's not a great quarterback at all. He's decent in the short to medium game, but when that boy throw the ball down the field, it looked like a first down punt. Period.
Man, I don't. Yeah, like I say, like I don't want. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Maybe this is my fault. This is my fault because what I'm doing right now is allowing individuals to make this great victory in this great game by a really good football player, like basically kind of get swept under the rug because some of y'all want to talk about, well, who should be the quarterback. Like, seriously, man, I feel bad because now we're basically turning this show into talking about what Taysom Hill lacks. But we really need to be focused on is what this dude actually did to help this team win. So once again, it's on me. Maybe I got to be a little bit more observant. If you're on here today and you're talking about Taysom Hill being a quarterback, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, I'm not answering. I'm not answering. And maybe, like I said, maybe I need to look because I'm keep on clicking. I'm going to next and next and next person. So maybe I just need to be observant. If you're here talking about a quarterback controversy today, I'm not answering. I'm not responding to it. Seriously. But go ahead, Keno.
My thing is, bro, like these people in this chat, they expect the team to play perfectly every single week. The defense, they had a rough couple of games, but this defense has been holding it together for I don't know how long. And the offense has been dragging along, going all the way back to last year. And you got people in the chat, I keep receipts. Okay, if you keep receipts, go ahead and pull it up. Because I promise you, me, Chosen, and some of the other moderators, we got all y'all names down who had something to say. Because I sure don't hear no Pete Werner slander. I ain't heard none of that in a few weeks now. Y'all done put y'all head back in the dirt.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. All up, man. Look, forget all that. Okay, people ain't here to hear all these grievances. They want to hear about the game. All right. So, what are your overall opinions of the game? Forget about all that. What are your thoughts about the game and the effort about the New Orleans Saints on today?
My apologies, big dog. It's just like
I mean, it's
annoying,
me.
Bro.
It's me too. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what's happening here is we're taking away an effort by a really good football player today because people want to critique him as a quarterback and him being better for the situation. And that's not the conversation we need to be having today. What needs to be being had is the fact that how they were able to utilize him offensively, and it worked to perfection in many facets of the game. So I just want to talk about that, man. And
all right,
it is what
that's fine. I understand, bro. You got a show to do. So I'm gonna say this: shout out to Seattle. Them boys came to play, regardless of why we didn't get some certain things to go our way. Seattle came to play, and shout out especially to Geno Smith, bro, changing the narrative on his quarterback play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really rooting for that dude, man.
Yep, but, me too.
I will say this, bro. I'm in Atlanta, so I wasn't able to actually see the game, but I was watching the little live thing, play-by-play on Bleacher Report. Look, the defense struggle, it happens. We'll be fine. I still think overall this season the defense has been elite. I've seen some good signs from the offense, but man, we continue these turnovers, man. These turnovers, like we could have. It's several points in this game that we could have put our foot on Seattle's throat. Right. And shout out to Taysom and his performance because that was one of the best all-around games I've seen from a player.
Man,
wow.
I think ever. I'm just being serious. Like I'm talking about ever. Like I don't feel like I'm being prisoner of the moment because not only was he doing this offensively, like he was in quarterback, fullback, tight end, like he was like special teams returner. Like I've never seen a human being on a professional level. Like honestly, I don't think I've seen a performance like this since Vince Young in that Rose Bowl, that national championship game. I don't think I ever see like a player like just solely like just take over the game and it just do so many different. I've never ever. I will say this for all the, I told you so type people. I never seen a player do anything like this on a professional level, on doing all those things.
Fact. I can say this. We still got a lot. I don't want to say clean up because you ain't about to call me Captain Clean Up. But Dennis Allen ain't proved nothing to me. this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. He didn't
Yeah.
prove nothing to me.
Nah,
We
at all.
still it's still a lot that I need. It's still a lot of questions we need answers to, man.
Yeah.
And the fact that we didn't have a lot of key players,
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of this team for gritting it out, grinding it out, and getting this W in the midst of all the problems and issues that we still have.
Right.
So all I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you go, bro. You can't spell who that without a W. You heard me?
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, the W definitely was needed. It was desperation time, and guys stepped up. But Keen Arthur, man, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the call. Just call back anytime, man, and yeah, just woosah a little bit. It's not. We'll be all right.
You got it, homie. My bad.
All right, man. You take it easy, man. Yeah. Look, man, I just think look, I want to talk about the game. I want to talk about these stats. I want to talk about how this team willed itself to victory today. You know, I mean, there was some bright spots. There was some bright spots that needed to be cleaned up, of course. I mean, Will Lutz, I mean, he really came through today, started the game with a 56-yard field goal. That wasn't a chip shot. Running the football, they did a really good job today. Offensive line looked real good today. They did. This is probably one of the better performances. Even Chris Olave, man, that was just brutal by Kobe Bryant, man. Slamming his head down. I don't think it was anything like egregious or anything bush league. I just think that he was just trying to separate him from the ball, trying to make a play. I don't think it was anything like malicious or anything like that. But I mean, look, he caught the pass before he left. It was good to see that he left on his own power. He had his hands up, symbolizing a touchdown. So that's positive things. But we all know with these concussion protocols and everything, they're going to have to be real careful with that. We're going to go to What Up, Boomin'. How you doing?
Man, what's up, TJ?
Man, I'm doing fine, man. What you got for us?
Man, look, remember, I told you, I said if we lose, I was gonna burn my wife's Seahawks jersey, dog. I did not have to burn the jersey, bro. I did not have to burn the jersey.
Yeah, that's good to know. That's good that you ain't have to burn the jersey, man.
No, but man, yes, to this game, focusing on it. Taysom Hill definitely he was all over the place like dog crap. I'm not playing.
Yeah.
My man held it down. As far as touchdowns, running the ball, he was doing what he needed to go ahead and do.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Allen is definitely still in the hot seat to me as well, because you shouldn't have to rely on the team's utility tool to get everything done.
Right.
Deontay Hardy, he did fumble that ball on that return and then got injured, and they had to get him out of there. Taysom stepped up into his place. Maybe this should humble him.
Yeah.
Don't be getting on them Twitter keys talking about when you turn it around and then get hurt and then botch a play the next game. You know what I'm saying? So drink some of that humble juice. Olave, yes, he did manage to go ahead get that touchdown, but honestly, I think that somebody had to tell Dennis Allen to challenge that in order for us to get those points, because I don't think that he was going to challenge that play.
Well, nah, he did. First off, What Up, Boomin'? He didn't have to challenge that play. He didn't have to challenge it because all touchdowns are basically, you know what I'm saying, like they review them anyway. I'm not sure if I want to say they ruled it as a touchdown, but no. Matter of fact, he did have a challenge. You're absolutely right. You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that. Because I thought because I was like, did they do it as a touchdown or But yeah, you're absolutely right. So yeah,
I think somebody had to get into his ear.
Well, I mean, sometimes you need that though, man, because you got those eyes in the sky, and those guys kind of beam down and be like, hey, man, I think you may need to challenge that. I mean, all coaches have that. I don't want to take that away from them, but if you want to tell me about the overall ebbs and flows of the game, or feel like he's like a deer in headlights in some moments, I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, man. And look, shout out to Olave too, because he stepped it up. He didn't have Jarvis Landry in the game, and he ain't had Mike Thompson. He still held it down until he got that concussion. So hats off to him. You know what I'm saying? I did see Marcus Ingram. Not Marcus. I did see Mark Ingram You know what I'm saying? Get frustrated. He was trying to get something cooking. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
just
it
wasn't
wasn't
working.
for him. It wasn't working for him. So maybe
Yeah.
we need to pay more attention to that. You know what I'm saying? I know you say all the time, TJ, ain't nothing wrong with the man, but you're right, every game is not gonna be his game or a player's game. But man, we already 5 games in, fam, and it ain't cooking.
Well,
So
here's the thing. I mean, here's the reality. Like, what are
come
we?
on.
You know what I'm saying? What are we asking him to do? Like, he's not the feature back anymore. He's
Right.
mostly like if Alvin Kamara need to go out there for Gatorade or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I need a
Mm.
Gatorade break. Come on up in here. So, I mean, if you look at Alvin Kamara's, what he had like maybe like 23 or 24 touches the entire game. How many Mark had? I want to make sure that I mean, I think in real time, if you're asking me, okay, if something was to happen to Kamara for 3 to 4 games, should we like looking maybe bringing somebody else in? Yes, but what they're
Please
asking him
do.
to do, I think that you
Is
know what I'm saying.
is
Like
get breaks.
really don't matter because I mean the way that Alvin plays, he doesn't have to come off the field for the exception of like getting a little bit of a Gatorade break. He had 9 carries in this game. 9. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Mm-hmm.
had 9 carries. Like Taysom had 9. You know, so they were able to like utilize him in a way almost similar to his second, you know what I'm saying, his second year in Baltimore, like when they drafted J.K. Dobbins and they had Gus Edwards too. He was kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, man, we about to go with these young bucks right here. You get in where you fit in, goal line situation, you know, like so. I just think that the way they use him, it's not that big of a deal. It was just that big of a deal last week because he was the feature back because Alvin was gone.
Well, my thing is this, TJ. I'm saying, look, we lost all our like top wide receivers, and all we did have was the running game at one point. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
All we had was Alvin Kamara out there. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Taysom Hill coming in to save the day whenever he need to. So I'm saying all of it can't just be on one player. You do have to spread that ball around.
But
So
they
you
did.
know
But they did though. They used they
they did.
used they used they used Taysom and they used Alvin. You know what I'm saying in more ways. So, but they still did it. And also I gotta ask you this: like, how many teams do you see 2 running backs like sharing the majority of the snaps? Like, if let me
N-
say for example, like if you look at, I don't want to use Tennessee because that's a little bit too egregious. But I'm talking about like maybe like because it's like with the Giants, right? It's
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley running between the tackles, he catching the ball out the backfield, and you know, he never have to lead a game, but he has a backup, and that guy rarely ever plays at all. Just when Saquon need to come out. Now, if you're asking me, maybe they need to do something a little bit different if Alvin was to get hurt. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But from what they use him as, it's basically like, let me get this Gatorade break type running back. I don't know. I don't think it's because
If that's
yeah, go ahead, man.
if that's what he gonna go ahead and say, you know what I'm saying? I'm look, trust me, I'm not gonna attack his character, but I'm just saying, as far as the startup, man, look, Mark Ingram will always be a GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's gonna always be a GOAT. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Trust me. Alvin Kamara, he got hit with that fumble bug again today, too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, he
He
fumbled. Yeah, he
did.
did. He
You know what
did.
I'm saying? Mark Ingram didn't fumble, he just couldn't get it started. But
Right.
what I'm saying is, look, when it's all the weapons to the max and that we have down, and this is all that we have, you know what I'm saying? It's good to alternate that ball if both of them. Well, I ain't even going. I'm gonna take that back. No, you got that. You got that, CJ. You got that. If it's gonna be
No,
a
no, no,
Gatorade
no.
break,
Look, no, because I
mm,
want you to understand. Like, I completely like what you're saying makes like 100% sense. But I don't want us to get like so fixated on the fact that Mark Ingram isn't like the Mark Ingram of old because he's not the featured guy. Like if this was like if we're having this conversation about Alvin, then I think that's something we can look at. And honestly, yes, I do feel like they may need to look at, you know what I'm saying, like what they're asking to do, maybe, you know what I'm saying, seeing where he at. Like that's not a bad idea. Maybe like adding like Dwayne Washington, you know what I'm saying, into the fold a little bit, maybe, you know, like adding somebody else there. But what I'm saying is I don't want people to get like so focus on what Mark is doing, because he basically just a change of pace back, and he just basically comes in when Alvin Kamara needs a little bit of a breather. He's still good at pass protection. He still can catch the ball out of the backfield, maybe lean forward for a yard or two. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as terrible versus like if Mark Ingram was our starter. Like how all those years when Reggie Bush was the feature back, but Pierre Thomas was better. Kind of similar to that. So I don't want to get lost in it, but yeah, I definitely agree with you. That is something that we need to look at, though.
When the iron's hot, you strike it. Taysom Hill was hot this week. Last week, homeboy was hot. He was hot. You know what I'm saying? We just let him get away. But the thing is, we definitely needed it. Just like they brought out, the whole league is 2-2.
Right.
And that's the first time they said in the NFL history, everybody's 2-2. So that means everybody's got beat except the Eagles.
Yep.
So it ain't like we far behind. It's still up for the taking.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Which is good for us and it's good for Jameis. I don't think Jameis has anything to worry about. Andy Dalton managed that game like he was supposed to. He was a good game manager. He got the W. He ran the points up like he should have. And it was a team effort. And look, man, I'm trying to tell you, Taysom ate that Popeyes and he got out there and he started working. He got out there and started working. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to see that too, man. It couldn't have come at a better time.
A better time.
But what up, Boomin? I gotta go ahead and go, man. Thank you, man. Great points that you make. Very interesting, man. There's definitely some things that we need to think about. Maybe the Saints need to think about as well, man. So I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Hey, my wife went out the room and she said "Go Hawks" before I got up off here. She a hater, man.
Well, look, hey. I mean, look, I'm always like guys like Geno Smith, you know what I'm saying, who, kind of been written off, and seeing him play well, man. I mean, you look at guys like Tyler Lockett, who I got a lot of respect for, dude, straight up beast. So, I mean, look, Seattle, they going in the right direction. They made the right decision, obviously, getting rid of Russell Wilson and going with Geno Smith. So the sky's the limit for them, man. This is almost 2 straight weeks. They've almost put up 40 points. So the offense going in a good direction. Just need to get that defense on board. But I appreciate it, man.
TJ, thank you. I stay in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? I stay out here. You know what I'm saying? So you already know I get to hate full time. But it ain't nothing like winning the game and sticking it to them, bro. Who that?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you take it easy, man.
You too, bro. Go.
Right. Yeah, man. Shouts out to What Up Booming. Definitely out there on the Pacific Northwest. Handling this business for the Who Dat Nation. Really do appreciate that. But I gotta acknowledge, man. I want to thank the fine folks at DraftKings.com. Now, even though this is football season, we know basketball season is upon us as well. We seen the preseason game last week. Pelicans versus the Chicago Bulls. We seen, we seen Jose Alvarado go absolutely ham the other day, scoring 28 points. And the NBA season is here, and the wait is over. Basketball is back. So tip off the season with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Now, all you have to do, all right, everyone can boost their winnings up to 100% with DraftKings step-up same-game parlays. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and place a step-up same-game parlay today with payouts bigger than ever. DraftKings Sportsbook is where you can go for the NBA. And all you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the promo code SOTS, make any $5 bet this week, and you'll get $200 in free bets if your team wins, only at DraftKings. Once again, use the promo code SOTS. And if you know somebody that's dealing with a gambling problem, you can call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. You have to be 21 years of age. You got to reside in Louisiana. $200 in free bets, new customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, minimum $5 pregame money line bet. $200 issues as 825 free bets. Bets must win. It ends 1/8/23. Okay, minimum $1 bets, max bet limit apply. All right, so you can go see DraftKings.com / basketball terms for more information. So shouts out to DraftKings being an official sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. All right, we're gonna go to Long Journey. Long Journey, how you doing?
What's going on, TJ? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fine, man. What you got for us?
Well, I got a favor to ask you
Uh-huh.
from a famous football movie clip. I want you to, for Taysom Hill, because of his performance, I need you to do the Boobie Miles' uncle at practice clip. When he
Okay.
talking about all the different things that Boobie Miles can do, because that's basically what Taysom was showing us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There
He
was a
just
Long Journey.
Yeah.
There was like, like when they be showing highlights in the middle of the game, and then they have like Taysom Hill, quarterback. I think they should have just put Taysom Hill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you do it.
Right.
Like that's basically what it was. It was kind of like funny, like just seeing that as his position, but you seeing him like doing all these different things. And like I said, man, he carried this team. He carried this team today, no doubt about it. It's definitely a day for all the Taysom Hill supporters out there. I mean, definitely. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely is one of them days for them.
Absolutely. And I mean, I really came on here to really address certain stuff. Like
Mhm.
Traquan Smith, man, he got to go. I'm gonna be honest with you. He got to go. I can't take no more.
Oh man, yeah. Those
I
two catches, definitely. You know what I'm saying? That was hurtful. Like he had one went right through his hands. Another one, he had a chance to kind of bring it in. But I mean, like I guess it's like feast or famine with him because he had one catch, that would have been a first down, but it was a hands to the face by James Hurst. Then he made like another catch, and then after that he dropped two. So it's like, look, here's the thing. He's only playing because Landry, Thomas, and Olave are out. Like he's not gonna play like that. That's why I want that's why I don't want to overreact by some of the things I like. If Andy Dalton would have threw the ball to Keith Kirkwood and he dropped it, like I wouldn't have been like, man, get that bum off. Like he's not gonna play. You know what I'm saying? When these guys come back. So I'm not really just like we know, like, come on, man. We know what Traquan Smith is. We know who he is. We know what he is. We know what he always going to be for the most part. So I'm not really too concerned because he's not a starter.
You know what? I agree with that. But another thing is Kamara got to start holding the ball, man. I'm just like, come on, Alvin. You've been doing this for about 6 years now. He gotta clean that up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gotta be better because we just can't. It's too critical right now. That was a 7-point turnaround at the end of the half.
Right.
And I'm just like, man, once we're playing against good teams, I know Taysom's not doing any of that. So I'm just really like, all right, offense, y'all really have to start cleaning up these turnovers. And you know who else I want to point out? Nobody said anything about Cesar Ruiz, man. Oh my goodness, we're so lucky. 99 was getting like limited reps. Oh man,
Al
was
Wood.
lucky he was getting some limited reps because he was destroying Caesar and he was destroying McCoy. I was like, goodness gracious. We just
that's
got
Al
lucky
Woods,
by
man.
him, like getting limited, man, because he was destroying both of them.
A monster in the middle, but he's a liability in pass, when they're doing like pass rush. So they had to kind of mix him in, and then he ended up getting injured. But he was motivated. I mean, he from Louisiana. He went to LSU. So he was motivated to play. And I'm happy for him. I mean, look, the Saints drafted him, if I'm not mistaken. So but yeah, he definitely was a monster in the middle, man. But I mean, he was doing what he needed to do in order to stop the run when he was in there. But I mean, I don't want to just. I mean, look, I don't know, man. They had some bright spots when it came to running the football. They did the offensive line today, they did a really good job
They did. They
at
did.
blocking
As a
for the run.
collective, they did. They did.
Yeah.
They definitely did. I'm looking at the future right now, and I'm just like, when it's time to hit the film room, they really need to start talking to Caesar about his fundamental, his techniques, his hand placement, because he's a little bit slow still. It's like he's still a rookie sometimes in a lot of these instances. I'm just like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Like you should know better now. This is not you still adjusting to a position that you've been in for about 2-3 years now. So it's like he
Yeah.
needs to start just showing improvement, man, because it's like we're gonna need that. We're going to be
Yeah.
coming up against some tough defenses really soon, and we're going to need them to be consistent on the line.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you definitely got to be consistent offensively, but I don't even think it's just a fundamental thing alone. I think it's a confidence thing. You got to have confidence, man, especially playing on the offensive line. And also, man, this offensive line to me a little bit too soft. Too many soft guys across the board.
I agree.
Too many nice guys. Like it's
I agree.
I know a lot of people had problems, with the fighting and stuff like that with Trevor Penny, but at least this dude won it. Like at least you know this dude about to be nasty, and when he come back, yeah, he probably get into it with a defensive lineman, talk some trash, but it's
That may
probably
be
something that you
exactly what
actually
we
need.
need, TJ.
Exactly, it's probably what you need. Like, okay, man, like. Maybe you need that on the offensive line. I don't want no nice guys on the offensive line, and I want just guys that just fundamentally sound. I want to see guys like getting in the face of these guys if they hit the quarterback late or you know what I'm saying, like do a little something. You know what I'm saying, let them know, man, I have to let you just push me around and push my quarterback around. So yeah, they're a little bit too nice, man. I think that's the biggest issue to me. I mean, nobody think about this. Back in the days when you used to have like offensive linemen, when you think about it, like Zach Streif and Jermiah Bushrod and Jari Evans, like, man, them dudes were nasty, man. Like, for real. Like, now
getting into the defender's face after the play, like
yeah,
letting them know I'm gonna be here all day.
exactly.
Letting them know.
Exactly. And not just saying it, but meaning it. Like, I can say a lot of things, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got actors out here, the people gonna say the right thing, you know what I'm saying? You put a script in their hand, but are you really like that? You know what I'm saying? Are you really that dog that you're trying to be? And guys can smell a phony a mile away. And I just think that it's something about this offensive line to me that a few of the guys have that switch. And then you got other guys out here, I just feel like they're just too nice. Too much handshaking and baby kissing for me for offensive line to be honest. But you got anything else for me, man?
And other than that, I'm still happy we got a win. I don't want people thinking I'm just like, a negative Nancy or anything. I'm just like pointing out like the future.
Yeah.
Like we gotta improve, man. Like I'm happy we won. We needed that. We needed that. And I just hope that all our receivers get better, bro, because we can't go forward with these.
You ain't winning many track meets with this. Okay. You ain't winning many track meets with this. But I will say this: if I'm the New Orleans Saints, and I look this from all my you know what I'm saying, Jameis Winston people out here, you know what I'm saying, I'm one of them too. I support the brother, but I think you want Andy Dalton to play next week because to me, this is going to be a motivational game. I mean, him playing against his former team and playing against the guy that replaced him as a starter, just like some of those Saints players that didn't get paid, like Trey Hendrickson. And you know what I'm saying, and Vaughn and also Eli Apple, them dudes gonna be playing motivated. So why not?
That's why we need Mike and them to be there to destroy Eli. Because we know Marquez and all them gonna make Eli look like he's elite, and we know he's the furthest thing from elite.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? I appreciate you, TJ.
No problem.
Keep letting the haters hate. We know what that means. We know what that means.
Yeah.
It means that you're doing your job.
Yeah.
And just keep doing God's work, really, bro. You bringing us all together. I've been here for about 3 seasons now, bro. I love the show.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I'm out, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, man. All right. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Long Journey. Yeah, man. Look, I love doing this podcast. I love it. And like I said, man, I love doing this. It's not work to me. I get a lot of joy out of doing this podcast. So, ain't gonna stop me. I mean, not gonna stop me from doing what I love to do at all. We won, yes, but we definitely have some major problems. Do not let this win make y'all act like Ray Charles. Look, I don't want to. Today is the day that we need to be happy about a win. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Today is the day we need to be happy about a dub. All right. Tomorrow, when we have a show and we want to talk about the X's and the O's and the Jimmys and the Joes and what they need to do, but I don't want us to just be so discouraged about, oh man, look, I know this team, they got these imperfections, but they won. The overall objective is winning. All right. There was a lot of things that they did last week, and if the Saints would have went into overtime and ended up beating the Minnesota Vikings, nobody would have cared like that. Right. So we got to be happy that they actually get the win, because at the end of the day, this is week 5. All we going to remember is the Saints beat the Seahawks. We ain't going to remember the score. We ain't going to remember these fumbles. We might remember this performance by Taysom Hill, but let's just be excited about that. I'm not saying like completely like just suspend your mind and not look at the obvious, but let's just be happy, man. It's been a while since we've been happy on Sunday as Saints fans. And y'all know how it is, man. Like, it's frustrating when you see the Saints losing, and then you have to, man, you be like, man, I can't wait for them to play so they can get this bad taste out of my mouth. So I'm happy they won. I'm not going to poo-poo on it too much. All right. We're going to talk about it during the week. We're going to talk about like some of the issues that face. But as of today is not the day. Today is for us to be celebrating a Herculean performance by Taysom Hill, some good decision making by Andy Dalton, some great running by Alvin Kamara, and also catching the ball out of the backfield, and a good performance by Cam Jordan with the 2 sacks when you needed them most. But we're going to go ahead and read some stats, and then I'll go to Louisiana Stepper to finish off the show. We got Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton was 16 of 24, 187 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. You also had Taysom Hill with 1 pass for 22 yards, that 22-yard touchdown to Adam Troutman. Rushing, you had Taysom Hill 9 carries for 112 yards and 3 touchdowns. You also have Alvin Kamara 23 carries for 103. Mark Ingram 9 carries, 16 yards, and Andy Dalton 7 carries for 4 yards. Most of that was probably scrambling or something like that. Then you have the receivers. You have Alvin Kamara 6 catches. That's more like it. This is more like it. Alvin Kamara, six catches for 91 yards. That's more like that's the type of game we used to seeing Alvin Kamara play. When all those games he played with Drew. Also, yeah, Chris Olave 4 catches for 54 yards. Adam Troutman 2 catches, 32 yards and a touchdown. Chris Olave also had a touchdown. Juwan Johnson had 1 catch for 13 yards. Traquan had 1 catch for 10 yards. Should have had about 3 catches for about 40 yards, but I digress. Callaway had 2 catches for 5 yards, converted that first down on that quick slant. And you also had Keith Kirkwood with a catch for 4 yards that ended up sustaining a drive for the New Orleans Saints. Paulson Adebo definitely had some ups and downs in this game, but he did lead the Saints in tackles with 6. Pete Warner had 5. Tyrann Mathieu had 4. Davenport had 3. Also, Demario Davis had a half of a sack. Justin Evans had 2 tackles. You had Cameron Jordan had a sack and a half. Then you also had Carl Granderson with a tackle, and then you have a couple guys that just had 1 tackle. This was a bounce back week, in my opinion, for Marshawn Lattimore. He really kind of stepped up. You didn't really see DK really doing too much. And it was around that time where he was just really in his head after that drop touchdown catch. You can kind of see that. But Lattimore kind of bounced back, man. He kind of bounced back after a bad week. But I can tell you what, Justin Evans, guarantee you, the Saints, they might want to get Chris Harris up to speed very, very fast, because Justin Evans is not a starting safety at this particular point. Like, yeah, you can put him in it for like run support or maybe even have him in the nickel. But nah, that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. And JT Gray, I seen him out there a couple times. God bless that brother. Very good special teams player. Leaves a lot to be desired. This is one of those games where it really made you miss Marcus Williams. It really made you miss Marcus Williams. But those are the stats for the New Orleans Saints. Did a really good job, man. And of course, we already know who the player of the game is. Taysom Hill with 4 total touchdowns and a fumble recovery. Now we're going to go to Louisiana Stepper. How you doing, man?
What's up, TJ Jones?
Hey, how you doing, man? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Man, just another blessed day. We got a win today. Like you said, man, I don't want to focus on the negative stuff. I want to focus on the positive. We scored more than 20 points today. I'm saying we put up 39.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara looked pretty good today.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to say, this whole season, except for that first game, we never had all our starters in the game at one time. So we never seen the New Orleans Saints at full strength. At least for the first week we did. But it's Michael Thomas hurt for 1 week. Then you had Alvin Kamara out. Then you got Jameis Winston out. Then you got Olave going back and forth in the game. So my point is to everybody, let's enjoy this win today. It feels good. Because for the past couple of weeks, I've been mad as hell, man.
Yeah.
Dennis Allen been on this. I don't know what he's trying to do. Play conservative, or he's scared to call the plays. I mean, we got the people in places to make plays. So that's what, like I said, that's what's so frustrating about our team right now. We got the pieces in place. It's just like it's not pulling. It's not working right now. And as far as the offensive line, man, we need to go find somebody off the street that's hungry or not making man, because these boys, goddamn, man, every week it seems like somebody getting on the ground, getting pushed back.
Yeah,
man, we got to push people forward, man.
Yeah, I agree. Man. There's a lot. Look, but I will say this: they had worse games than they had today. You know, when it came to the run blocking, they did outstanding job. Pass protection, second half, they did a really good job. So I get it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, look, if we look at this particular stage, Stepper, if we looking for the Dallas Cowboys offensive line or one of them, that Saints offensive line that won a Super Bowl that had John Stinchcomb and Jonathan Goodwin and Jari Evans and Bush Rock, like, man, look, that ain't happening, bro. Like, for real, them days gone. It's what you see is what you get, and the best you can get, you know what I'm saying, is hopefully a solid performance out of the offensive line the Saints got today.
Of course, TJ. My point is, we know the offensive line like that. Let's kind of get the ball out of hands a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, man. Pull the trigger. Let's run some slant plays. You got people who can get down the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you got some guys that can, you know what I'm saying, that do it for you, get the ball out. Yeah, I mean, but Andy did a good job getting the ball out of his hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? And also like kind of making up for like some of the things that they come short as an offensive line. So he was getting it, like he was making good decisions. Now the interception was terrible. I mean, look, you put that thing to the outside as far as you can, you know what I'm saying? Like back shoulder fade. Him trying to fit that thing in there, that was just a bad decision. But overall, man, he made some good decisions. You know, that's what you're gonna get. You probably get like one mistake, something that's like, man, Andy, what you doing per game? But at least for the most part, he's doing what he needs to do to help the team win. You got anything else?
I know people don't want to talk about this, but I'm gonna just say it today. In that slot position, hey, we missing Charlie Gunson. We missing him, man. I'm gonna just be out there and be honest about that, man. Like I said, like you always say, man, we ain't get nothing for him. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. That's how I feel. He a dog, man. He bring that type of energy, just like you said you looking for on that offensive line. He a dog, man. He was one of them players, man. That's like one time in a life generation player, man. I miss him though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I miss his attitude. I miss his energy out there on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't think that him not being here as far as like production and playing is the issue. His presence as far as like what he actually brings to the team and willing to go out there, put his neck on the line, I feel like that's missed. But I don't know, man. I just think that this team, you look at, you got some guys that's out. You know, you got PJ Williams, he's out. Paulson Adebo trying to work his stuff back. Look, anybody that ever had a high ankle sprain, anybody that think that this dude 100% even though he's been out there the last 2 games, he's not. All right.
Nah.
I mean, he just not. And then you have also, you don't have Marcus May. So you basically trying to plug and play, guys like JT Gray, who's a special teams guy. You got Chris Harris, who just came off the street. And then Justin Evans, who can make some plays, but I mean, he ain't nothing to write home about. So you got a lot of guys that are trying to learn how to play with one another. And you also got some guys that also kind of knew each other that's not even in the rotation because of injury. So it's a lot of things that the Saints need to be dealing with right now. But it happened like that. I want to say when Malcolm Jenkins came and Bradley Roby came, you remember, like, it was giving up big plays. So I think as they start to learn about one another and they be able to communicate, maybe they'll be able to kind of fix that. But yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be trial by fire as of right now, man, until they get their guys back, until they get on the same page. But Stepper, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the call. Call back anytime, man.
All right, thank you, TJ Jones. Shout out, who that? Yeah,
shouts out to you, man. Who that? Yeah, man. Look, I just think that it takes time. It takes time for a secondary to have chemistry. It takes some time. It's not gonna happen overnight. But it won't happen overnight if guys putting forth poor efforts. I got to get on my boy Honey Badger. That lack of effort this second week in a row, a big play down the field. You got, you got the guy off the field on 3rd down. Appreciate that. But he wanted no part of DK Metcalf rolling down the field full speed, and you can tell. But those are the type of plays that you actually need leaders to step up and be able to make those plays. Like I think about a couple of years ago, back, the Saints were playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I want to say maybe it was Josh Freeman. Josh Freeman threw a pass to Vincent Jackson, right, down the left sidelines. And it looked like, he was basically wide open. It's like he can do a backstroke into the end zone. But the effort of Malcolm Jenkins gunning him down, like he gunned him down probably like around the 2-yard line. And the Saints end up getting a 4th down stop. Like they end up like not getting into the end zone. I'm talking to Bucks, because they tried to go for it on 4th down and they end up getting a turnover. Now, would have happened if Malcolm Jenkins would have just looked and be like, nah, we ain't gonna catch him. But he ran down there with the effort. So sometimes, it can look like a guy, okay, man, he at the 2. They're gonna end up scoring anyway. But that can be a deciding factor between a win and a loss. I don't think I'm telling or saying anything that Tyrann Mathieu doesn't know. I just feel like it was like you kind of seen his body language, like I don't want no part of this. Roger, thank you very much for $5. Said you were right last weekend. Keep a player in when it's their time. Today was Hill's day. Much love, and who that? Yeah. Also, I want to give credit to let me see, CL Mark 21, because I think he was on the pregame show and he mentioned this, and I want to give him credit. See, I told you, TJ, Seattle run defense was second to last in run. Yeah, and he was talking about how they run the 3-4, and the Saints should be able to exploit that. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So I want to give you credit on that because you definitely called that out. C-Rob 180, thank you very much for the 5, says, why can't we put in Meredith over Ingram? Am I losing it? But seems like it could pay huge dividends. How about putting him in on special teams too? I think he can make he might end up being on special teams. We don't know what happened with Harris, or Hardy. So it might be one of them times where he ended up getting called up. What has Peyton Turner done? Not a doggone thing. Reason why he didn't play today. He got the defense hype. Yeah, but anybody can get a defense hype. Like I said, when it comes to like fundamentals, I don't think you're missing it like that. But when it comes to his energy, you're definitely missing it. You're definitely missing that. CJ Gardner-Johnson brought an energy to the field. Absolutely. Decent officiating with all the injuries. Eagles 4-1. Man, it's like clockwork. Around 7 minutes in the 4th quarter, here come the flags. Somebody please tell me how Jawan Johnson got called for a false start. when clearly it was a neutral zone infraction. But I digress. I was talking about Chauncey Gardner, TJ. Yeah, I kind of figured that. I kind of figured that. People don't talk about how critical he was to our defense. Yeah, I just think that the energy that he brought is definitely something that you can't replicate. Don't stress, big dog. That's a No Child Left Behind troller. I guess you just tuned in. Yeah, but look, man, it is what it is. Hopefully, we can continue to put up points like this. We need a point cushion so we can compensate for all the penalties driven points they decide to give to their opponents. Well, the good thing about it is the Saints are last and they second to last. So, if you're gonna be an undisciplined team, it's good to play a team that's just as undisciplined as you are. NFL stands for National Flag League. Especially when they playing the Saints. I mean, look, the referees today, left a lot to be desired, but they weren't the worst. They weren't the worst officiating team that came through. I was actually shocked the Saints actually got some calls. I was like, huh, what? But around 7 minutes in the fourth quarter, crucial situation, we can get Seattle the ball back to make this interesting. And I found it very, very ironic that at that particular time, the Saints, I want to say, had a 5-point lead. I think they might have had a 5-point lead. I don't know. And what was the line? 5 points. Saints by 5. I don't know. I'll let you fill in the blanks. But the Saints were a 5-point favorite in this game. And around that time when they threw that flag, the Saints were up by 5 freaking points. Hey, TJ, the Green Wave is sitting at 5-1. This team really is good. Yeah, man. Hey, that pass down the field, my goodness, by that wide receiver, man. That was one of the most disrespectful catches I've ever seen in my life. Homeboy just Lil man that boy. He caught it at his highest point over this guy's head, and he just held it out there to basically just kind of show his strength. Like, that was one of the most disrespectful catches I've ever seen in my entire life. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy for the Green Wave, man. They playing really well. They're binding to what their coach is doing, and they better be ranked this week. They better be ranked because they deserve to be ranked. Okay, because they end up beating Kansas State, who actually called them there, so they thought they was going to give these guys $2.5 or $3 million of cash and prizes, and they end up beating Kansas State. So I'm happy for them. LSU, not so much. Not so much. They look like straight trash. But that pass, oh my goodness. I don't think you're gonna find a better dime than what the quarterback of the Tennessee Volunteers threw. I don't think you're gonna find a better pass. That pass that he threw, I want to say it was second quarter, and he threw that pass. Oh my goodness, that was a straight up dime right there. Homeboy like putting himself in a straight up Heisman conversation, and they just absolutely misused and abused LSU on yesterday. So it's good to see Tulane actually doing something. But my final thoughts is very simple. This was the Taysom Hill show, starring Taysom Hill. He did everything, man. He was the executive producer. He was the main producer. He was the light guy. He was the key grip. He was everything in this show. Okay, you had a supporting cast. Alvin Kamara did his thing. Cam Jordan stepping up in crucial moments. It's going to take an effort like this in order for this team to be able to sustain some level of success this season. It just seems like to me like they are who they are, an undisciplined team, and you're going to have to rise above it. You're going to have to rise above the fumbles. You're going to have to rise above the hands to the face. You're going to have to rise above the false starts and the holding penalties. But I'm happy for this team. I'm happy that they got the victory today. This definitely is a day that the Who Dat Nation needs to be celebrated. 24-hour rule is in effect in a positive way. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the Saints can possibly do against a team that's found themselves in the Super Bowl last year with the Cincinnati Bengals. You got Joe Burrow coming into town. You got a lot of former New Orleans Saints, former LSU Tigers coming in. So it should be an interesting game and a fun game to watch. But this has been a State of the Saints podcast, and I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in. I ask that you hit the like button if you enjoy the State of the Saints podcast and all this content. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Also a part of the Pigskin Podcast Network. Want to thank once again the fine folks at DraftKings.com being the official sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?